Hola from Golfito in Costa Rica. Now, I love demolition, so when the park rangers asked me to demolish one of their old ranger stations, who am I to refuse? It resulted in a 2-week expedition to Cocos Island, a World Heritage Site in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, 500 kilometres from the mainland. The purpose of this trip was firstly to demolish the old ranger station and bring all the materials back to the mainland. And secondly, do patrols within the MPA looking for any illegal fishing boats and removing any illegal gear. This was a joint operation with our principal partner C5MI, who sent out a couple of lads to help out, FICO, who regularly send volunteers to Cocos, and of course SINAC Park Rangers that oversee the national parks. And this became one of our most epic expeditions ever. Come with me now and find out why. It all started in Flamingo Bay in the north, buying a ton of food and getting it delivered to the ship in the middle of a storm. As soon as the weather broke, we refueled and headed off on a 300 nautical mile journey to the island Jacques Cousteau famously described as the most beautiful island in the world. It's a 2.5-day voyage to Cocos Island, and the ship runs 24/7 with crew in either the bridge navigating the ship or in the engine room ensuring things are running smoothly. The voyages never complete without running into a few dolphin along the way, and Upper, our tracking dog, gets entertained with some new toys and tracking training around the ship. We arrive in Cocos Island, and nothing can prepare you for how stunning this island is. It truly is a most remarkable place. However, there's no time to sightsee yet, as we've got a ranger station to demolish, and this all starts by delivering half a ton of gear to shore. Boys, a bit nerve-wracking that. This beach here, there's lots of rocks and that floating around. It's a tricky beach to land on, especially when you got half a ton of equipment to get ashore. So we're on Cocos Island. Last time we came, we put a big radar on top of the island for the Coast Guard Rangers. This is the old ranger station that you just go out and pull it to bits, and we've got to haul it all back to the mainland. But we just discovered that it's solid concrete. We've got some wood. I see that's plywood. Figuring out how to do the route safely, and we're pondering trying to just block and tackle the whole thing over so it basically falls. Cake with chocolate in it in the middle. It's got nuts in it. All goodness right there.
Sebastian, a little bit of a wound.
I've got a better wound, I guess.
And then Captain Pete's secret hydration concoction.
Today's third day of deconstruction of the ranger station. It is day of concreto. We're hauling concrete, so we're hopeful that we can wrap up all the concrete today. And I'm knackered already. It's hard work, isn't it? Starting the barge operations, we've got beautiful flat water. This is the flattest I've ever seen it in Isla de Cocos. So we're going to make use of the barge today, transport as much of the metal first, glass, plastic and wood back to the ship. This is our last barge run out to the Modoc, and it's all the rubbishy stuff. So that wrapped up our work on the island. Now it's time to have some fun. All too soon it was time to head back to the mainland, and we patrolled the eastern side of the Cocos MPA looking for illegal fishing boats and illegal fads. So this here is like the final chapter of the removal of the park ranger station on Cocos Island, getting rid of all the metal, the plastic, the wire, all of the stuff. Happy to be done with all this rubbish. My flight deck is now clear. Just got to get it all loaded in this truck here and we're good to go. However, we did keep some of the amazing old wood, and we decided to make a gift for C5MI, who are our principal partner on this operation. So sometimes you never know until you start sanding into the wood what it's actually like underneath. And here we have this beautiful sort of light coloured wood coming into the dark here. The wood had all these nail holes down the side, which actually look quite cool. They give it a nice rustic reclaim kind of look. The trouble, you leave the nails in there untouched and it'll gradually continue to rust and corrode sort of thing. So we filled the holes in with epoxy, and now we just sort of sand it off, and hopefully that sort of seals in all of the goodness. Table's nearly done. I got a wee problem, and that is a couple of the bits of wood are quite a bit thicker than the others. Final thing I'm doing on the table is putting some Danish oil on the top and on the sides. There's various different compounds you can use, like a varnish or polyurethane or something like that, which makes the colours really sort of pop out. I'm just going to use Danish oil, which has the colours coming out a little bit, but not too much, and it'll give it a nice sort of homely, rustic look. It is the final chapter today, delivering the boardroom table to C5MI in Porto Jimenez. Happy days. Got a 10 nautical mile journey in the little Zodiac, towing the barge with the table on it. Upper's on the barge, he's not too happy about that, he likes to be in the front. So you can see along here, it's got these beautiful sort of little nail holes. These are some of the ones here that I've filled in. It's got this great texture and grain on it. These boards here, I had to plane them down a little bit, so you notice they sort of look a little bit different to these ones. Had a few cracks and stuff in it that I filled in. This was a stain from a nail where this was on the roofing, and water was leaking in around the nail, and it sort of caused, there's quite a few of these on here. Down the sides, on the legs, again, this beautiful grain, gnarly. It's got a nice rustic look about it. Got some stainless bolts on there. All in all, beautiful table. Upper, come here, up. So that wraps up what was a pretty extraordinary expedition. Special thanks to C5MI, FICO, and of course the SINAC Park Rangers. All the crew you've seen in this video are volunteers. They give up a chunk of their time, a chunk of cash, and a whole lot of energy to help support Costa Rican park rangers protect their amazing national parks. And we're always looking for new volunteers. So if you'd like to help, why don't you come join us?